uncles are gonna win.
No, they're not.
How come?
I just don't think they will.
They have a sure chance.
Yeah, they have a sure chance, but I still don't think they will.
They won their last game.
That don't mean nothing.
Well, that means they have a sure chance of beating the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, they got a chance, but did you see what they did on Monday Night Football?
No.
Well, going into the fourth quarter, they was losing 24-0.
Really?
And then they came back and won it.
Man, that was a lucky one. Hey, remember, don't forget my friend's birthday, Peter.
Hi. Before you called me about the Beethoven. Yeah, I think it was the last one. He wrote the last one, the ninth, and then he got deaf.
Oh, because I think you're right because I looked in the encyclopedia and it kind of works out. You know?
See, because I asked him before. I asked somebody before, and he said it was the last one, and then he was deaf.
Okay, that's good because if I hit it wrong, it counts off on my essay, you know? I would like you to come to Peter's birthday party tomorrow. Are you allowed to come? Yeah, I think so.
He trades for an apple with his sister. He trades for a lemon with his brother. He trades for a blackbird, for a blackbird. Then with uncle, he trades for an orange. He can't believe Auntie and her husband fight each other. And then they crack their heads. Please, no fighting. Please stop, is what he said. No more trading. Please stop, is what he said. Is what he said. Orange back to uncle. Blackbird back to brother. Lemon back to sister. Apple to grandmother. Chicken to grandfather. Took by peacock. Took by peacock, little bird took by peacock, kept tight peacock, little bird kept tight peacock, la 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 la, la la.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you. Okay.
I would be happy, grandfather, if you cut the cake.
Well, Peter, I remember on my 10th birthday, I too asked my grandfather to do such honor. But you know what he said to me? He said, you approach your manhood and I won't be here forever. So I cut my own cake that day. That was in Vietnam, you know, and now it is America. So I think it's time for you to cut your own cake, all right?
Grandfather, respect and tradition.
Well, now, here, I would like for you to cut your own cake because you are an American. And as in America, you have to learn and follow some of the American traditions, okay? But we have to keep our own traditions as well. You know that you have to remember who you are and where you come from. I know it is very difficult for you to remember that, but you have to keep in mind that the people will ask you and question your actions okay? And if you don't believe that, you can ask all your friends here. They can tell you. Jeff, do you know what Vietnamese is?
My father said Vietnam isn't nice. A lot of men died there. Some of his friends died there too. Jeff, that's not right. My father says Vietnam's very nice.
Children, don't you see, all people can remember of Vietnam is the horror of war. Jeff, did your father ever tell you about the beauty of Vietnam? The beautiful land, the beautiful trees, beautiful flowers? You know, we are much more than what people remember. In Vietnam, we have a beautiful land, flowers and trees. We have a nice families, and also we have a nice small children also. Especially we have good traditions.
There's a Vietnamese boy in my class who wouldn't look at Mrs. Thomas. He said it was a tradition.
John, could you come here, please? Could you come here, please? Why didn't you come up here when I called you?
I'm not a dog, ma'am.
What?
You call a dog. In Vietnam, this gesture is for calling a dog.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. What I really wanted to talk to you about with your math scores. Are you having some difficulty?
Yes, ma'am. I am having some trouble. I didn't understand the question you asked.
Well, is there anything specific? Or, John, won't you look at me when I'm talking to you?
But, ma'am, in Vietnam.
John, this isn't Vietnam. It's America. Now, will you please look at me?
Mrs. Thomas got very mad. Why wouldn't he look at Mrs. Thomas?
Mrs. Thomas did not understand Jerome was not being disrespectful to her by not looking at her. You know, by not looking at is the sign of respect. In Vietnam, you understand, we say God is first, teachers second, and parents third. So when you speak to these people, you are not supposed to look at them. That is the sign of respect. Because respect is a very beautiful thing for the Vietnamese people.
Good job, John. Hey, don't do that. Don't do what? Touch my head. Let's play. Let's finish this game now, John. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play anymore.
Back down. How come?
Because he touched my head. Let's go and talk to Grandpa.
Grandpa, when John and Jason was outside, they were having a fight. I don't know why they were fighting.
Because he touched my head.
Children, it may have been a game. But it may be very serious to some. In America, you know, the heart is the center of a person. But in Vietnam, the head is the center. Therefore, when we see that from the head, the knowledge, the love emanate. Therefore, when we touch someone's head, it is a sign of disrespect. But in America, it isn't. It is the sign of respect. And you know that when you look at the elders, when they speak to you, it is a sign of respect. It isn't in Vietnam because it is the sign of disrespect. Therefore, you know that the person has the sacred sign of his head. we never can touch it, okay?
I'm sorry, John.
That's okay, Jason.
Children, you see, there are many such differences between our countries. We have a difference in music, different in food, difference in play, in game, and difference in entertainment. I wish that I can tell you all about those differences so you can learn and know more about our country. And I wish one day, when the time allows, you can come and visit Vietnam and hear all those stories and all those legends of our country, which is to be whole. And I'm sorry that now we cannot do anything, but it is the time for joy, it's time for eating, it's time for fasting. So I feel a little bit hungry. How about you?
Yeah!
Grandpa, good supper. Dad, good supper. Mom, good supper.
Children, it is customary that before eating, we should wish everyone at the table good supper. It is a sign of respect. And the oldest will start to eat first.
Good supper, Grandpa.
Good supper,
Mom. Good supper, Dad. Good supper, John. Good supper,
Good
Jason.
supper, John.
Good
Good
supper,
supper,
Good
Teresa.
supper,
Good
Peter.
supper, Grandpa.
Tracy, you know what you can do, please?
Don't you talk?
She likes the lettuce more than she likes the meal, don't you?
That was a good supper. I'd like you to visit my grandfather in a nursing home. He's so lonely there.
Children, why don't we go together?
All right.
Well, I'm pretty well. Couldn't help but smile when you see all these children, good-looking children.
How about telling us a story about America?
And you're telling me, you're asking me a story. Yes, and I'm telling you about my people. When I was a little boy, I used to talk to my grandmother, and she told me that when they was born way over in Ireland, a long ways, and there was no work over there. I think it was a potato famine they had over there, and so her boyfriend at that time, he he got a job. They hired him over there, and they told him that if he could pass the examination when he got to America, why that was all they needed. Then they'd have a job. And so the last minute, why his girlfriend, that was my grandmother, she decided to marry him. And so when she told him that, why they give her an hour and a half to get dressed, get her clothes, and she went home and got her clothes and packed them up and come down, and that was the last she ever got her over there. She never got back to Ireland again. But she come over to America, and she come, they passed it through Ellis Island. That's the place where they examined you to see whether you had any diseases or not. And if you had a disease, they'd send you back. But they both passed, and they come to Port Jervis, New York. I'll tell a story about that.
Yeah, okay, good.
Grandfather, how old are you?
I'm 97 years old. Why don't you tell me a story about you?
Now I'm going to tell you a story called The Mountain of Waiting, meaning a Vietnamese woman waiting for her husband, okay?
When all over the earth storms of anger and anguish rise, the path a woman follows is rough and hard. Who is it who causes this pain? From Ch'angan, drums echoed in Mount Kanchuan, and the emperor callously leans upon his precious sword and called for war. My heart pounded with the drums for you, but you only saw your calling from Mount Chien. You waved your sword triumphantly, vowing to defeat the enemy. We crossed a bridge where the stream flowed beneath, crystal clear, and I wept as you said goodbye. Oh, how I wish I could be with you and be beside you as your horse. You held my hand, not long enough, and each parting step was arrested by another touch, another kiss, another tear. Between the dim, thunderous beats, we embraced and went our separate ways. I stood lost and watched the flags pass me by. I know you struggle with your fame, and you never will rest. But who do you have to confide in? I'm here at home, and you're there at heaven's gate. We used to talk about joining like fish and water. Instead, we've split apart, like a stream and a cloud. With you gone, who am I to be pretty for? Grief fills my heart and tears fill my eyes, and I just can't see myself being attractive. Am I to continue being drowned in my grief? I would like to drown myself in wine and flowers, but my tears make the wine bitter, wilt the flowers. Can I stand forever by this window, watching and waiting? There are no birds to sing and comfort me, for only the bleakness of my shadow knows how I feel. Since you've been gone, your mother's hair has streaked itself white. Your child cries in hunger for his food, and I wait by the door. I feed your mother as you would do, and as you teach your child to read. Fight well. Defend your people with an iron will. You denounce death by your boldness, because heaven protects you, and you'll win all your battles. And from our north pass to our west hills, all weapons will be laid down, and you'll ride home with songs of triumph. And in your fame, you'll come home to me. I'll take off your armor, and together we'll shake off our anguish. In your honor, I'll fill the gold cup with wine and make myself beautiful for you once again. You can read my song of sadness, and with each cup after cup of wine, we'll transform the sad song to happy harmony. Enjoying sheer delights of verse and wine, we'll live together to a ripe old age. We can make up for the time we've lost. We can hold each other long enough, in blessed peace.
Before we leave, Grandpa, we would like to sing you a song.
One.
America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood, from sea to shining sea.
I'm Vietnamese.
Hello, I'm Spanish.
Hi, I'm Japanese.
Hi, I'm American. Hi, I'm French. Hi, I'm Canadian.
Hi, I'm Chinese.
I am Colombian.
We are brothers. Right. That's all to it. We did this.